So, on this episode of Polishing a Turd, I've got exhaust manifolds. This is the old one. This is the new one that I got. And due to the weather and the temps changing a whole lot, I'm really cutting corners. I just want to get this thing together and running. And before I figured out I was going to get this, I talked to a kid, and he asked me if I'd be interested in selling it, and I told him $4,500. Yeah, I paid $2,000 for it. So he's coming by Saturday, and if he buys it, hey, he buys it. If he doesn't, it's not gonna hurt my feelings none, because I really do kind of like this truck. That's a lie. I do like this truck, and but yeah, if he wants to pay me $4,500 for it, I think I'll let him have it. But then I can always go get another truck that might not have a big dent inside. So anyways, I've painted these. I didn't even do any primer or nothing. I just kind of wiped them off real quick and shot this Supercolor engine paint, which is probably going to flake off anyway, but at least it'll look pretty for a few seconds, you know. So coming over here to the engine, I'm thinking this used to be a piece of shit. No, really. Why somebody painted this yellow, I have no idea, unless it came out of a piece of equipment at one point in time. That's the only thing I can think of. So I went and kind of took a wire brush, hit it real fast, knocked the loose off of it, and swept it off. And I've got a can of this Supercolor engine enamel. This is Old Ford Blue. I'm just going to paint the valve cover and the side of the engine and paint the oil pan as best that I can, just so it don't look so dumb. I mean, it's still going to look dumb, but not dumb. You know what I mean? I'm getting to the point where I just don't care. I'm ready to get this over with. So, wish me luck. And I can't even reach, really. But that's okay. There we go, that's good enough. But now that I got the car, if the kid doesn't buy it, I'll just go ahead and take the fenders and hood off and get in here and really get picky one day and make it nice. Ish. It's hard to do this holding my phone, so I'm going to set this down. You know, that really don't look too bad. You know, I will consider myself the professional of rail can paint jobs, but without masking nothing off, I'm okay with that. I can go back and polish, do a little fine polishing around the peanuts of the turd, you know, like down here on the motor mount, and maybe clean the starter up a little bit. And I don't have time to climb up underneath of it and paint the oil pan, but yeah, I'm okay with that. Of course, you know, we got to leave this side shitty because there's just too much stuff in the way. So yeah, anytime I want to show this truck, you just have to look at it from the drinker side. But no, later, when I know I got this thing running and on the road and I can drive it, I'll take it all apart and I'll paint this side and make her nice. So I would like to get an HEI distributor and switch out this alternator with a GM alternator, and maybe delete this computer. What's Derek call it? The DigiSpark, or no, it's a DurSpark buck. That's what it's actually called. So, yeah. So that's a quick little update. Now I have to go get me some food and kind of get cleaned up and get ready for work, because it's kind of been kind of a hectic morning. I guess I can go ahead and introduce you all to the 370Z. Here it is. As you remember, when I was a little kid and I wrote that little piece of paper, I said first thing I wanted to do if I was the richest kid in the world was move to this lake that I'm on. And the second thing was to buy a black Ferrari. I'm not a Ferrari money kind of guy. I don't have that kind of cash, but this is black and it's a 6-speed. Boom. So I'm going to say that kind of counts. You know, there comes a point in time in a guy's life where you just have to manage your expectations a little bit. So, yeah, there's that. She sounds good too. and it's fun to drive. It doesn't have all the Bluetooth connectivity, navigation, all the electrical just garbage they put in cars now. It's just that car was built to be a sports car, and that's what it is. It fits the proper amount of people, which is 2, 6-speed manual, and she sounds good on the inside shifting the gears. So that's all that matters. It's got hot. But I got it. Yeah, in your face, stove. What I got here is just some country style ribs that my friend Peggy was nice enough to bring me. She called me the other day, the day before I got the Nissan, and she's like, I'm worried about you. I'm like, why are you worried about me? She goes, I don't know. I bought you some groceries. It's like, what do you mean you bought me some groceries? She goes, yeah, I got you some steaks and some chicken and some pork ribs and some canned goods and some rice and some crackers. Some like bags of Knorr's like noodles. She must have spent like $70. And I'm like, Peggy, I was like, you ain't gotta do this. It's not like I'm homeless and I ain't got food, you know. She goes, I know, I just want to do something nice. So anyway, thank you, Peggy, for these little country style pork ribs. I'm just cooking them in my toaster oven. That's all I'm doing. Okay, fine. I won't leave half the engine not painted. This is hard to do the camera work, paint work. And if it ends up looking like crap, I blame Derek at Vice Grip Garage, because he don't clean nothing. He just paints stuff, and it always ends up looking pretty good. So I see Derek's been turning into the regular famous person here lately. Well, good for him. I hate that though. You know, when they had Roadkill, I loved Roadkill. I followed Roadkill, from the first day they started. And then I could not wait for a Roadkill episode, man. I even called into work one day to make sure I caught it as soon as it came out. But as soon as they went to Motor Trend, man, and they started getting real big, I just kind of lost interest in watching their stuff. I don't know why that is. They still make the same content, but it's just like, it's different, you know? It's like, when Roadkill was originally Roadkill, I could relate to David Freiberger and, what's his name? Finnegan. You know, they're just two dudes, working a job and doing wherever they could to get their little projects going, and they'd go rescue these old cool cars and take these cool adventures. But then when they got to the point they were so big, I don't know, I just felt like I really couldn't relate to them. You know what I mean? It's like, now they have access to all this money and like the coolest stuff, and they go to these, special events, and I don't know. I guess it's just, I just don't feel like I can relate to them anymore. Even though, like I said, they make some of the same content. And I kind of feel myself getting that way about Vice Grip Garage. It's like, now he's got Vice Grip Garage and shit. I painted my thing, my upper radiator hose. He's got Vice Grip Garage. His wife helps him out. They're a team, And I'm not hating on him at all. It's just being a little guy that, struggles and works for a living. Now Derek's got access to all this money and sponsors from Holly and Elderbrock and all these companies, man. And he, now he's getting like the best of everything as far as parts And I don't know. And I'm not jealous, man, at all. I'm like, good on you, bro. Like, take care of your family. That's the whole thing. But I just can't really relate anymore. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I always go back to zip ties and PLYS, old peg and legging, because peg is peg, you know, and he will always be the working man's, I guess you can say, the working man's YouTube guy. And I like blue spark plug wires, by the way. Yeah, and it's just like, I can relate to Peg. Peg is still out there doing the things, even though he's got Patreon, and he's got his Patreon subscribers like throwing him good chunks of cash. He's still Peg, you know. He's not a he's not, I guess, famous. I mean, he's YouTube famous and he's Patreon famous, and he's got a hell of a following, but he's still Peg, you know. It's like, I feel like I can always relate to Peg, and if I hit Peg up sometimes on Instagram, if he's on, he'll actually like bullshit with me. I was actually trying to help him find a house in Kentucky, because he was looking to leave Canada, which I don't blame him. Canada is a beautiful place, but Justin Trader is a piece of shit communist from my point of view. Well, shit. Come on now. I don't have too much to go. I just need a little more space, a little more room to get in here to polish this turd and make all these little peanuts look great. Oh well, this side's not going to look as fabulous as the other side, but yeah, no. I'm trying the best I can with what I got. Gotcha. Oh yeah. Shit, I hate being kind of short and having to lean over these old ass trucks, because you just really can't get all the way back in the back. That's why I was gonna take the fenders and the hood off. There we go. You gotta kind of be a contortionist a little bit. Everything gets to be blue today. Yeah. There you go. Dipstick, you're blue. Old filter, you're blue. Old filter line, you're blue too. Whee! This is fun. I love rattle can paint. Let's see, I think that's about as good as I can get right now. That don't look half bad. I tell you what, that don't look half bad at all. It looks better than that dumb yellow. I can get in here and fine tune later. The paint's cracking a little bit because of grease, but hey, I'm gonna say this is a zip ties and PLYS paint job. I bet Peg would approve. Would Derek approve? I don't know. He might be getting a little bougie. But should I paint that cover? I don't think so. If I paint that climate change cover, it's gonna get everything else down here blue, but shit. Oh well. It's gotta be uniform to an extent. There we go. Look at that. It's nice and pretty blue. This is probably the worst paint job ever. But it's really not. If I replace my spark plug wires, and a few little things, I could square this away. I could make her look. No, what the hell did I get up here for? I could make it work. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Man, I'm getting stoned. That's for sure. Damn it. I can't Oh well, you don't need to see the back side of that anyway. Ain't nobody back here riding to look at it. Nowhere. Let me see. Get you in here. Bang, bang, boom. Checker. And the piece of delivery resistance. Brand new motor. Brand new. Brand new. All I gotta do is take a few things off. I'll change the oil, put a new oil filter on it. Won't be no paint on that. Change the plug wires. Won't be no paint on that. And there we go. We got, what the hell's wrong with my top here? What the hell's wrong with you, son? A little retardo. There we go. Bang.